If you've been watching our latest videos, you'll know we just expanded our flock up to 15 birds. Our current coop only has 3 nesting boxes in it, so we need to add a couple because these new birds that we just added in here, they're about 6 months, a little over 6 months old. They're about to be a laying age. You want to have a box for every 3 to 4 birds. So we're going to have a total of 5, which that's going to give every 3 birds a box to share. You don't need a nesting box for every single chicken that you have. They will share them. They will lay in the same one. Our original 6 that we have out here, they all shared one box. They laid in the same box most of the time. So it's just giving them options of places they want to go, or if they're all trying to, if there's a handful of them that are trying to lay eggs at the same time, they can each go to their own box instead of fighting over one, because they will kick each other out of a box that they like. So try to give them more options. If you're new here, my name's Chad. This is Tabula Rasa Farm. We're going to go up here to the Beast, the old trailer up here, because we're going to try and build this nesting box out of all pretty much reclaimed materials and some leftovers from other projects that I've done. The original nesting box that I built out there is built out of deck boards from the Beast up there. It's built out of leftover furring strips from doing the trim on the new chicken house. It's also built out of some 2x3 wall studs out of the Beast. Just some materials that we're trying to upcycle everything and do what we can to not have to go buy any more materials. So first thing we need to do, we need to get up here on the Beast, pull some of these deck boards up so we can get them prepared, get them cut, get them ready to build these nesting boxes. So let's go do that. All right, we got 3. I think 3 is going to be enough. If we need more, we come back up and get them. So you can see there's a bunch of paint and stuff here on the boards. So we're going to take them back down to the shop there and get them all sanded up. Try and get all this paint and stuff off of here, clean them up, make them look nice. So let's go do that. Tailgate of the Dakota makes a great spot to do a sanding project like this. Kind of keeps a lot of the dust out of the inside of the garage, and stand out here. It's trying to rain right now, but it's a great spot to do this project though. Like I said, it keeps a lot of the dust down from inside the garage. So we're gonna get these 3 boards sanded up here. All right, got these 3 boards all nice and cleaned up. There's still a little bit of paint on here. That's not a problem because this particular paint is the same paint we used to paint the chicken house in the first place anyway. So it's non-toxic. It's not going to affect anything with the birds at all. So the next thing we got to do is we got to measure this out. And I didn't explain to you the sizes. So nesting boxes have to be a minimum of 12 by 12 by 12, so 1 cubic foot. You can stretch them out a few inches. Some people do them 18 inches tall, 18 inches deep. You don't want them to be too large. You want the chickens to be able to get in there, stand up, turn around, but still feel secure in a closed box. So we do ours about 12 by 12. It seems to work out just fine for all of our birds out here. When the Orpingtons get full size, we might readdress that to see if they have a hard time laying in them or not. Then we may have to make a few larger boxes for those girls. But so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to measure out all my stuff. So like I said, 12 by 12, we're doing a 2-box set. So the top is going to be 27 inches, the bottom's going to be 27 inches, and then I'm going to cut 12-inch pieces for the middle. So what I'll do is I'll take these boards, and when I cut them, I'm going to have 2.5 boards deep. Gives me about 13 or so inches with the size of these pieces of wood here. That maybe a little bit more, but So I'm gonna rip one down the middle. I don't have a table saw, so I'm gonna do it with my circular saw. I'm gonna rip one down the middle, and then I'm gonna cut them all to size. So I'm gonna need, from each single board, I'm gonna need two 27-inch pieces and three 12-inch pieces. And by looking at them, I'm probably gonna have to go get some more wood, but we'll cross that bridge. If I gotta do that, I'm not gonna bring you guys along again. So let's get these measured up, get them cut. All right, just as I expected, I am gonna have to go get some more boards. Probably one, but I'm gonna grab two just in case. So we'll pick this back up here in a few minutes. So we got all the pieces cut here. Now I brought you guys in a little bit closer so you can see what I'm doing here. Basically what I'm doing is I'm building, because of the way the nesting boxes are with using this recycled wood, these are about 5¼ inches wide. So I got to stack two of them and 1/2 of a piece that I cut in the middle. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to build 3 boxes, and then I'm going to attach them together with some furring strips. So we just these are our 27-inch pieces. And then we cut these middle pieces to 12 inches. So we're just gonna make a rectangle box here, and then I'll measure and find out where the middle is to put the middle one. So one thing you want to do when you're drilling into any kind of wood like this is you're gonna want to pre-drill. You're gonna want to pre-drill your holes to keep your wood from splitting. And I'm using 2-inch decking screws. You can use any screw that you like. Whatever you have on hand is usually the best. Now we're going to measure to find out where to put our centerpiece here. So these are 27 inches. So that gives us 13.5 would be dead center. So make a mark right there. I'm going to make a mark on this one too. I haven't put this one on yet, but since we got the tape, might as well mark it. Take this piece, get it dead center there, or close to center. Doesn't have to be completely perfect. It is just a nesting box. All right, sorry about that, y'all. My camera died, but here's what we built. I built 3 little 2-hole boxes like this. One lot thinner one, so the thinner one is going to go here, and then my other thick one is going to go on top like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take these furring strips and we're going to attach all of these boxes together with the furring strips on all 4 of the corners. All right, I got all the furring strips pre-drilled. Now when we put these on, I pre-drilled the furring strips. There's no need to pre-drill the deck boards that are on here. Depending on what kind of wood you're using, they're going on the side instead of the end, then they're not likely to split. So hopefully. For this particular portion, because of the thickness of the wood, I'm not using 2-inch screws because they'll poke all the way through and I'll have to go in here and cut all the heads off. So I'm using 1¼ deck screws here. And I'm just gonna go around and secure these onto the sides here. Make sure we get as square as possible. Again, with reclaimed wood, it's hard to do sometimes. First one is on. I'm gonna go through and do all the rest of these, and then we'll come back and show you the next step. All right, we got all the furring strips put on here. I also put one across the front. makes a lip in front of the nesting box here to keep them from kicking all the nesting materials out. So next thing we got to do now is we got to put a landing bar on, which is just a small roost bar that will sit on the front of the nesting box. It'll sit on the front of the nesting box so the hens can jump up, climb on this, and decide what box they want to go into. So I'm going to cut some more furring strip to attach this, and it should stick out. I don't know about that far. I don't know. I need to go measure the other one and see how far out I did that one. But we'll be back in a second. I'll show you what it looks like when it's finished. All right, there we have it. The nesting box is finished. We ended up about 3 inches for the landing bar from the front piece here of the nesting box. So there it is. There's a double nesting box. Oh, I need to cut some plywood. I got to get plywood on the back of it. Yeah, we're not done yet. Yeah, I got to measure this up and cut some plywood to put on the back of this, because being open like this is not going to be good. All the nesting material will come out the back. So let me get some measurements, get some plywood cut, and I'll be back. All right, got us a piece of plywood cut here. Figured y'all didn't want to listen to the saw just cutting wood, so I went ahead and did that off camera. But I'm going to go ahead and secure it to the back of this nesting box now. Just pre-drill a couple of holes. Actually, probably don't need to pre-drill this. You could use 1 1/4 inch. 1 1/4 screw should be plenty enough to get through here. Do the corners. And it don't take a whole lot of screws. This isn't a support piece. It's just a small piece in the back of the nesting box here, just to keep the materials and the little chicken babies from falling out. Put a couple here in the middle. All right. I think that's gonna do it for our project today. Got the only thing left to do now is take it out to the chicken coop and get it mounted. So I want to thank y'all for hanging out with me to do this little project here in the garage today. It was a much needed project I needed to do here, and I know people have been asking about nesting boxes and if we needed to add more and things like that, and the answer is yes. That's why we went ahead and built this today. So I'm gonna go install this, do some finagling around, because I have some pieces of wood on top of the boxes to keep the chickens from sitting and sleeping on top of them. There's some angled pieces of plywood in the house that I need to modify a little bit. So I'm gonna go work on that and get ready to go get these boxes hung up in there. So I want to thank y'all for hanging out again, and please like, subscribe, share, and maybe check out a couple of our other videos. We're gonna be doing a few more build videos here pretty soon. This wood rack here I built a couple months ago come in handy. I need to clean up this garage, and I need some places to store some stuff. So the next build video we're gonna build one of these wood racks here, and I'm gonna take you guys along, show you how to do that. It's really, really simple, easy project that you can do with pretty minimal amount of tools. More on that in the future, but 2-hole nesting box is complete. We're gonna go get it hung up, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good day.